At this time, we'll call the June 3rd, 2021, 3 p.m. meeting of the DeSoto County School Board to order. If you'll stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Right, at this time, it's time to approve the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions that need to be made to the agenda? Seeing none, do you have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the agenda.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the agenda? I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Now it's time for the superintendent.
Thank you, Madam President. I've got two items. The first one, I've got a personnel performance matter for executive session. And the second item actually, turn it back over to you for something our board would like to do today.
At this time, we would like to, the board and I are pleased to present our teachers, staff, and everyone in our schools. We voted to give 8 hours of personal discretionary leave to our teachers and staff for the phenomenal job they've done in the last year in keeping us in business, open, our doors open, our students in school. So with that being said, we are going to present our teachers and all of our staff from our schools with this plaque of our appreciation. It'll go in our trophy case here at county office. We just wanted to commend everyone on a job well done for this year. And it is presented to teachers and staff with this award in recognition of your commitment and dedicated service in these unprecedented circumstances. Your hard work has not gone unnoticed. And we just wanted to say thank you for everything you do.
Agree 100%. It was a great school year, and just seeing the graduations and all that went on, especially here these last few weeks, really makes everyone appreciate what our teachers and staff did all school year. And also, on behalf of the teachers and staff, I want to thank our board members for your support through this. And it was a challenging school year, to say the least. Board members ready and willing to help any way that we could, and so it was a team effort all the way across our district. So thank our teachers and staff and board members also. Thank you all. And that concludes the superintendent.
At this time, it's time for the attorney's report. Mr. King.
Yes, ma'am. I have two matters, a personnel performance matter and a property contract matter, both of which need to be discussed in executive session.
Now is time for the consent agenda. We have items A through Y. Are there any changes or anything needs to be said?
Madam President, I would like to make one statement about an item on the consent agenda. We had a report earlier today, Ms. Graves, Finance Department, gave us a report. But on it says approval of the 2019-20 audit report. That goes to the state auditor in the state of Mississippi. They reviewed that and they issued no critical findings. So we salute you and your department for that outstanding financial department report.
That being said, you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell.
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Now, on the agenda is new business. Item A is bids, asphalt paving, lot overlay at Thornlake High School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We opened bids on the 21st of May for the parking lot project at Thornlake High School. My recommendation is to accept the lowest and best bid from Site Masters Construction Incorporated.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the best bid for the asphalt parking overlay at Thornlake High School.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the bid?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item B is contractual agreement, Site National Construction Incorporated.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Site Masters Construction Incorporated for the parking lot project at Thornlake High School.
With Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Usleton?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the contractual agreement for Site Masters Construction for the parking lot overlay at Thornlake High School.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the contractual agreement?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item C is bids made depository FY 2021, 2022 through 2023, 2024.
Yes, ma'am. In your packet, the spreadsheet did tell the bank bids received for the banks that would like to serve as depositories for the district. The finance department is requesting to award all district level accounts for personal items. Child nutrition is requesting to award all child nutrition accounts to Trustmark. And school level activity funds are requesting to use any of the four banks because they'll limit the proximity of the bank to that actual school.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. President?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the bids for the bank depository for the 2021-22 school year through 23.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item D is bids, fire alarm system and substance control.
Yes, ma'am. Bids were open on May 21st with a fire alarm upgrade at DeSoto Central High School. We only had one vendor submit a bid, so it's my recommendation to accept the low bid from Nichols Fire and Security.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Usleton?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the low bid for the fire alarm system at DeSoto.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the bids for the fire alarm system?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item E is contractual agreement, Nichols Fire and Security.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement with Nichols Fire and Security for the fire alarm upgrade at DeSoto Central High School.
With Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Usleton?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with Nichols Fire and Security for the fire alarm system at DeSoto.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the contractual agreement?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item F, bids flooring project of Sullivan Elementary School and South Haven Middle School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We opened bids on May the 21st for those two flooring projects you mentioned. We had 6 vendors submit bids. It's my recommendation to accept the lowest and best bid from A&B Construction Company.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. President?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest bid for the flooring project at Hope Sullivan and South Haven A&B Construction.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the bids?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item G is contractual agreement, A&B Construction Company Incorporated. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement, A&B Construction Company Incorporated, for the flooring project at Hope Sullivan, South Haven Middle School.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend to the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with A&B Construction Company for the projects of Hope Sullivan and South Haven.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the contractual agreement?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H is bids, interactive projectors for FY 2022. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We opened the bid on May the 26th for projectors, interactive projectors for the 21-22 school year. It's my recommendation, accept the lowest and best bid, CDWG.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Usleton?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve accepting the lowest bid from CDWG interactive projectors.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to accept the bids?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item I is bids netbooks for FY 2022. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We opened bids for those network computers for the 21-22 school year on the 26th of May. My recommendation, accept the lowest and best bid from Converge one at a unit price of $555.
With Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the low bid for the netbooks for 2021-22 school.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to accept the bids for netbooks?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item A is bids, restroom renovations at South Haven Middle School. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. We opened bids on May 21st for the restroom project in South Haven Middle. There are 5 candidates that submitted bids. My recommendation, accept the lowest and best bid for construction.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the lowest and best bid for restroom renovation at South Haven Middle School.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the bids for restroom renovations?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item K is contractual agreement, Bullwood Construction Company LLC. Mr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. Requesting permission from the board to enter into a contractual agreement for construction of the restroom project at South Haven Middle School.
Mr. Williams' explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve entering into a contractual agreement with the Wood Construction Company for the restroom renovation at South Haven Middle School.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve the contractual agreement?
So moved.
We'll have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Item L is certification of bank reconciliation, April 2021. Ms. Bruce.
All bank statements have been reconciled with no exceptions.
Mr. Williams, can you just
He could have said that.
They wanted to.
She's found my line.
With Ms. Grady's explanation, do you have a recommendation, Mr. Russell?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the certification of bank reconciliations for April 2020.
With Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item M is FY 21 leasing authority resolution.
Okay, this is the next step in the issuing the certificates of participation. And at this point in the process, we have decided to go with a private placement with Regions. It's actually Regions Bank, the Regions Capital Advantage. So you should have a 150-something page resolution. If you have any questions about what is in that resolution, we have Jim Young and Greg Murray who are both here today to answer any specific questions to that. So we're very excited to do the next steps.
Have a recommendation?
Madam President, I recommend the board approve the leasing authority resolution.
Are there any questions based on?
No, we appreciate everything they've done to get us to this point.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation.
Yeah, where I am.
Do I have a motion? Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item N is commitment letter, Regions Capital Advantage Incorporated FY 21 certificates of participation.
I think I made this a redundant because the commitment letter is actually the resolution as well. But, this is actually the commitment letter saying, stating that we are going to do the private placement with, Regions Capital Advantage.
Ms. Ray's explanation, do you have a recommendation, Ms. Rose?
Madam President, I recommend the board to approve the commitment letter for Regions Capital Advantage certificates of participation.
Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item O is personnel, Mr. Alexander.
Standing personnel package this afternoon is pages 1 through 5 are recommendations. Pages 6 to 11 are personnel changes. Page 12, the memo from Mr. Shane Jones, principal of South Haven High School, and employee assistant in child care class, stating work May 26 from 8 to 3, requesting he receive comp time for those hours worked. Page 13, the memo from the HR department on approval to adjust the resignation dates of the non-exempt employees that work less than 230 days on their last day work for the 2021 school term. Some of these employees resigned before the directive was provided for makeup days due to the weather we had this year. Page 14 is a memo from Ms. Goss, our Director of Special Education. She's requesting a change on previously board approved CEO's position, and simply changing that to a preschool teacher position to the State Department instead of simple primary. Page 15 is a request for additional pay from Mr. Levi Williams, Director of Transportation with summer workers. These employees work 248 hours beginning June 4th, beginning July 23rd. We pay $10.50 per hour. Page 16 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Goss on an employee who is reworking for a substitute at South Haven High for the mass summer camp this summer. Worked up to 45 hours per day for 23 days began actually on 5/27 and will end on 7/22. It's been previously board approved, but we're just requesting approval for a substitute. That person's out now. The name of the substitute goes to page 17. Is a request for pay from Ms. Hallmark, our Director of Child Nutrition, on employee of food service who will work additional 11 days beginning July 1st through July 19th. We pay that per daily rate. Page 18 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Hallmark on the manager training with the Mississippi Department of Education. This will take place in the Child Nutrition offices June 21st to 24th. They'll be working from 8 to 4. We pay $13 per hour. Page 19 is a list of those employees. Page 20 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Hallmark on an employee who will be replacing another employee as a food service employee for summer. She'll work up to 112 hours, $11 per hour. Page 21 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Ingram, our Director of Federal Programs, summer school bus drivers who will work a maximum of 4 routes per day. This will begin June 4th and end July 9th. We pay their daily rate. Page 22 is a list of bus drivers. Page 23 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Ingram, Title I mental health therapist who will work through the summer. She'll work from June the 8th through July 12th and not exceed 160 hours and be paid $27 per hour. Page 24 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Ingram, Title IV mental health therapist who will work through the summer. She'll work beginning June the 8th and through July 12th. She will not exceed 160 hours and $27 per hour. Page 25 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Smith, our Director of Elementary Ed. Teachers who will work on kindergarten math assessments. They'll work up to 7 hours on July 12th and paid $27 an hour. Page 26 is a request for additional pay from Ms. Strickland, our Director of Secondary Education, employee who will work on the 7th grade in active math for a total of 30 hours beginning June 14th and ending June 21st for $27 an hour. Page 27, request for additional pay from the Samples, Executive Director of Academic Support, on an employee who will replace another employee as a summer school administrator. He'll work those 2 days. It will be July 6th, July 7th, and we pay the daily rate of pay. Page 28, 29, request for additional pay from the Samples of middle school summer school teachers. They'll work 138 hours, which will begin June the 7th and end July the 9th. Page 30 through 31 is a request from the samples also on high school summer school teachers. They'll work 138 hours, June 7th and through July 9th. Pages 32 and 33 of the elementary school principal job description. Since now they're report directly superintendent of education. It's a change there. Pages 34 and 35 is secondary school principal job description, and that's the same change. Pages 36 and 37 is the director of elementary education's job description. We have an addition of counsel and assist the elementary principals and remove this evaluation. Page 38 and 40 is a job description for the regular secondary education for the same addition and changes. Pages 41 through 43 is the assistant superintendent of academic services, and what's been added to that role is review, observe, monitor, counsel, assist, and evaluate performance of elementary and secondary principals. Page 44 is a memo of consent with approval for an employee to work summer school at South Haven Middle. He was previously board approved to work summer school at South Haven Intermediate. That's a change in the middle. And page 45 is a memo from Staples. It's on the teachers. They've all previously been board approved to work summer school. Taking where we did approve, some of these will serve as substitutes at those locations, and that will be designated by the samples.
With Mr. Alexander's explanation, personnel, do you have recommendations?
Madam President, I recommend the board approve personnel as presented.
Based on Mr. Usleton's recommendation, do I have a motion to approve personnel as presented?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Item P is student discipline, Mr. Finley.
Right, yeah, we had two different matters.
Now is the time in our meeting where we have time for public comment. If you will be commenting on your student's teacher, or your student's grade, you will need to be heard in executive session. Does anyone request to make a public comment? Seeing none? Yes, that's okay. Now I need a motion for consideration of closed session to determine whether the board should enter executive session for the following matters: personnel performance matter, property contract matter from the attorney, and a personnel performance matter from the superintendent. I need a motion, please.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chase will come back and inform you whether we stay in executive session. We are recessed until Thursday, June 17th at 10 a.m. Thank you. That's right.